do a book review, and that is for Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I finally read this book, and it is the first book in my like 19 book list of books I want to read in 2019, so I'm going pretty well that I've already read one. And what's really exciting is I buddy read this book with my two friends Jacqueline and Sarah, and we have been buddy reading for like a couple years now, I'd say. Like, we had to take a bit of a break just because we couldn't really line up our schedule, but we've come back with Furyborn and we are excited to continue on reading books together because it's just really fun to be able to discuss books. But when I do film reviews for the books that we discuss, I always have like notes in different orders because I did notes for the first half of the book and then I did notes for the second half. So this one I've kind of got more theories as well in my notes, so it's probably going to be a bit all over the place, and there is going to be spoilers in this book review to let you guys know because I gotta talk about some things. But I'm excited to get into it. So like, as I said, this is a book that I've been wanting to read for months, and when like Natasha and Haley were talking about it, I was so excited, and they did it for their book club, and I just was like, oh my god, this book sounds like it's going to be really good. So since then I've been wanting to read it, and I finally picked it up. It's got such a unique idea that this book is two POVs, but they're set 1,000 years apart, so these characters are living in different worlds. And for Elena, the events that happened 1,000 years ago are just stories, and no one really thinks it happened anymore, and it's just history. But for Arielle, this actually is happening to her currently, and we are getting the details of what happens in her life to lead to where she gets to, and I just found that to be so interesting. So the first chapter of this book is a look into the future, and it's narrated by a 7-year-old boy called Simon. We see that Arielle has just given birth to a baby girl. We know that she marries Audric, and then she has killed him for some reason. We know that she is the Blood Queen and not the Sun Queen, and we know that there's this angel called Corin who is coming to kill her. So we get all this information in the first chapter, and it was a bit like, okay, what is actually going on? Like, why are we getting spoiled in the first chapter? And then we go 2 years prior to when Arielle is 18, and this is where the story starts. So we have a full look of where we're gonna end up, which I don't know how I feel about it because part of me hates it and part of me is intrigued by it. So we've started out with Arielle hiding her ability because she could get killed for being able to do the 7 types of magic, because people should only be able to do one. But she reveals her powers when she goes into this horse race, and then these assassins come after Audrey, and she uses her magic without thinking and kills them all, and then kills a whole heap of other people because she causes a mountain to like kind of explode on a heap of other people. So a lot of people die to save one person, which is something that I always find so stupid, because it's like, we have to go and save this one person, but we're gonna kill all 6 other people that are with us, you know, like it's just. But Arielle is just like the general's daughter, and Audric is the crown prince, so they have a good friendship. But anyway, she reveals herself, and then they're all like, oh mate, we're not gonna kill you because you might be one of these prophesized queens, because there is going to be a queen of light and a queen of blood, and they're hoping she's the sun queen and not the blood queen, and she's got to go through 7 trials of all the 7 types of magic to see what type of queen she actually is, and that's where her story kind of evolves and goes on. Arielle annoyed me so much. I just did not like her character. Like, she was just very rude, and the way that she acts just doesn't feel like she would make a good queen. And for the fact that she didn't see that many people because her father kind of kept her locked up, and the only people that she really saw her age were Audric and Ludovine. So for her to be able to make really awesome remarks and act really like sexual and alluring just didn't make sense to me. In this situation, the way Arielle acts is not at all how I would picture this character. I thought they'd be very shy and very reserved and not want to use their powers, but she's just kind of very annoying and full of herself. And also for the fact that she competes in this horse race where she's just like, I'm gonna do it so that I can see how my powers are gonna react, when literally this is the thing that stuffs everything up, is her going in this horse race and that Audric nearly getting killed and just her having to use her powers, and it kind of explodes out of her in a big fiery mess. And like, it's kind of cool to see her descent into darkness. She does very much feel like an anti-hero, but she's only looking for her own gain, and I do kind of feel like she is a selfish character, so that is a character like journey that I'm just not a fan of. Like, I like the anti-villains, they're so much more fun. And the fact that she's got this angel talking in her head, Corin, I feel like a lot of the horrible things that she's ultimately going to end up doing, she's forced to do it because he's in her head and he's an angel telling her what to do, and I don't know what's really going on there. Like, we're going to need a bit more information. So Elena is a mercenary who hunts down rebels for the Empire, and like, the stories of Queen Arielle are fairy tales to her, and magic is gone now, and no one really believes that the magic actually happened anymore, and there isn't any magic left in the world. And she kills people so that she can save money, so hopefully they can live a better life away from all this death and drama and just the killing and the villains and everyone taking over and everyone stealing from everyone. Like, it's not a great place to live at the moment. But when her mother does get taken in the dead of night with no explanation at all. She has to team up with one of the rebel leaders named the Wolf, and she has to run away from her home and bring her brother with her, and she's on the run from the Empire now, and she's only trying to find her mum, but she's learning a lot of things along the way. And I just found her story to be so much better, and she's just so much better. Like, I liked her battle within herself as she starts to see some of the hurts that just kind of get caused by the jobs that she does and the people that she kills. She starts to feel guilty, and like that's something that she's always been like, if you feel guilty, you're gone. Like, nothing's gonna help you if you start to feel guilty. But I really loved that part of her. She actually wanted to save people, and she wanted to kill the enemy, not the people that were actually trying to make the world better. And again, she is an anti-villain, so she was rising up, and it was amazing. And she cares about her brother so much, and she does end up starting to care about people a lot more, and that just made me love her so much. Now, something that did annoy me with her though is she had the pre-existing romance with Harker, and I thought they were very cute, and I like that they kind of like, those who fight together stay together, and I really did enjoy that, and they were just very cute. And then you find out later that she had multiple lovers, but he was her favorite, so I was just like, okay, it wasn't as solid as I thought. But like, Eliana would always be shamelessly flirting with other people, and I was a bit like, mate, you have a boyfriend, what are you doing? And we do have the Wolf character that's in this book, and I'm just keep calling him the Wolf because I don't want to talk about who he is just for a little bit. But I thought a love triangle was going to go with like the Wolf, Harker, and Eliana. Then they just kill Harker off, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? And I'm not just sad about him just dying, I'm sad for what he represents, because this was just the easy route the author took so that Eliana wouldn't have to break up with him and be all like, oh, I actually love this other dude, so I'm gonna go. Like, I just really hated that. I just hate it when a love interest is just pushed off really easily through getting killed or cheating on someone. Like, that is just the easy route, and I prefer characters to have to deal with their decisions and their mistakes. And I want everything to get really hard and really horrible because of the decisions people make. I don't want it to be the easy route out because, oh shit, he died, you know, that just irritates me. Something though that I did really find interesting with Eliana is that she will use her body to make a kill. Like, she will use sex to her advantage to get men into bed, and then she just kills them. And I feel so many books don't go there because they're just like, oh, I'm so awesome that I can just kill people without doing this. But to actually have women that know what works and what doesn't work and how to use their bodies to make something easier for themselves, and they always know that they're gonna win, I just really did enjoy that, and it was just scary but good. So I'll talk about the Wolf now, because that person is obviously Simon, who was the 7-year-old boy, and that does mean Eliana is Arielle's daughter. I was hoping it wouldn't be that. It just felt too close, and the fact that Arielle is the Blood Queen and Eliana is the Sun Queen, like, why is it that these two prophesized queens are literally mother and daughter? Like, I just didn't like that. It just felt too close and too predictable and so easy. Like, I thought it was going to be Navi because she was described with the same features as what the baby had, and Simon was trying to get her back, but no, we're just gonna go with the two main characters of the two people. And I thought Arielle might have ended up being pregnant at the end of book 1, but I think we're gonna get that sort of more in book 3. But the big question is, who is the father of the baby? It could be Corin or it could be Audric, because we don't really know, and they have made sort of things because the Empire is actually Corin, so Corin is still alive, so this is ultimately where it's gonna lead, is he wants Eliana to open up the gate. He wanted Arielle to do it, but ultimately she didn't. We're gonna try it in Eliana, and she's got this, you know? So this is like the one thing that I'm just like, okay, this is where we're gonna get some drama. And like, Eliana does find out what happened to her mother. She got turned into one of these like beastie thingies, like I can't remember what they're called now, but she got turned into this thing, and Eliana had to kill her to take her out of her misery, but it wasn't actually her real mom. But then Navi, who was that princess, started getting turned into one of them. And then we find Zara, who is this wraith. So angels who come in out of the gate get turned into wraiths, and the weaker ones can't really do much, but some can overtake bodies and do all this stuff. So now she has a ghost friend. And then we do find out that Eliana has magic. She always healed from her injuries, but that was just kind of like a weird quirk, but now it's one of the powers of the 7 things. She has magic, and she's found out that she's the Sun Queen, and now she believes that she is the daughter of Arielle. So now the next book's probably going to be like a training montage, which I don't mind because that's actually really fun. And to find out too that with Simon, when he took the baby, he was meant to go to this other city, but he went like 1,000 years into the future and took the baby, and then he lost her. So most of Simon's life he was looking for the baby, and they kind of stuffed up the world because she was meant to rise up like 20 years after Arielle died, not 1,000 years after Arielle died, but that made a lot of sense because I'm sitting here like, how did this happen? Like, was she reincarnated? Like, Simon was half angel so he could live forever. Like, did she just forget who she was and they made her like start a new life? Like, I'm trying to figure this out, but that just made so much more sense. And Simon and Arielle are going to be a thing, and I do ship it. Like, I do like their relationship. I think it's very cute and I'm a fan, and we didn't get much, but he just wants to protect her and he loves her and he just hated her mum, but I just can't wait for that to be a thing and I need it. On the other hand, I really am not a fan of Arielle and Audric because I know it's going to end bad, so I don't want to ship it. And I mean, I was excited for it when I was just kind of like, ooh, you know, forbidden this because he's engaged to your best friend and then you love him, but then it happened and I was just like, I don't care anymore. Like, I was really excited about the journey, but then it was really over. And I mean, they were going to have sex just outside in a bush, so I was like, okay, it's a bit much. And also with Arielle, like, she finished all the trials and now she's suddenly awesome, and then Corin attacks and everyone dies, and then we find out Ludivine is actually an angel because the real Ludivine died when she was 16 because of this fever, and this angel just went into her body. And it has to be Zara. Like, do not tell me any different, that this angel has to be Zara, because when she's with Eliana, she's just like, I tried to help a queen once kind of attitude, like, you're always going to be my queen. So that is where it has to be at, because it just makes the most sense, because like, why would she be trying to help so much? And that just makes a lot more sense. The fact that Rielle's dad died though after they were finally like happy again was pretty heart-wrenching. And like, the king died, so now Audric's gonna be the king and Arielle is the sun queen, but like, she knows that she's the blood queen, but she's like, I'm gonna go with it, I'm the cool one, I'm not the shit one. And also the fact that Corin, I actually did think he was behind the gate. The fact that he's already slipped out and he was just pretending that he was still in there was a bit of a shock, and then he just tops up and he's just like, hey bitch, and just kills everyone. I just thought that was really interesting. But then she burnt him and he's just like, don't look at me, I'm ugly. And it reminded me of Rook, I think that's his name, from Enchantment of Ravens. But yeah, ultimately I think my differences with the two characters is we know what's going to happen in Arielle, we don't know what's going to happen to Eliana, so I like Eliana more, I don't like Arielle as much. But anyway guys, I'm still excited that I did read this book, but ultimately I got 4 stars, and I am upset that I didn't love it to a 5-star standard, because I thought this was going to be 5 stars. Like, I thought this would be my next thing, like the next thing that I'm obsessed with. So it hurts, you know, when something does get kind of hyped up for you. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!